What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. I really do appreciate you guys for coming back to check me out. Before we get started, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and make sure you like this video. Well guys, it is 2017 and I'm really excited about what's about to go down today. We're about to do my studio tour. Last studio tour 2016, about 4 or 5 months ago. You guys showed me major love on my video, and I've actually gotten a few extra things that I added to my studio for recording and for production. And without further ado guys, let's get right to it. Welcome to my home studio tour 2017. And as you guys can see, this is the overall view, and I have changed a few things on my desk. First thing first, let's start with my microphones. This is my U87. It is a legendary staple in most recording studios around the country. It's a very versatile mic, which is why I chose to invest in it. The dynamic range is amazing and the frequency response is exactly what you need to have in a versatile microphone. Now let's talk about my handy dandy tube mic, my Rode NTK. This microphone is very warm. I purchased it about 10 years ago and it is just amazing, durable, and it gets the job done. Now let's go over here to my dynamic microphone. It is the AKG D88S. I've also had this microphone for about 10 years. You can put it on snare drums and things like that, and you can use it for vocals as well. It's a workhorse, it gets the job done. Now let's talk about my audio interfaces. Let's begin with the centerpiece of my studio, which is the Universal Audio Apollo 8 Quad. This interface is one amazing piece of gear. The converters are incredible. It comes with its unison technology to where the mic inputs emulates classic channel strips and preamps. It has 4 processing shard cards in it, which actually relieves your computer of processing the plugins that are compatible with this. It actually just uses the processing, the onboard processing, and the Universal Audio Apollo. Very wise investment. I'm telling you guys, incredible interface. And in addition, my Universal Audio Apollo best friend is my Universal Audio Satellite. This is just the processing unit. It comes with 2 processing cards, which actually I cascaded with my Universal Audio Apollo, and now I have 6 processing cards. Guys, this is one incredible team. Now let's journey over here to my classic Apple G Duet Firewire. It's actually Firewire 400, but I converted it to Firewire 800. It's a great interface, guys. I've had it for 10 years. I mainly travel with this one. The converters are really good, especially within the price range of other interfaces. It's just an amazing piece of gear, and I use it in the studio. If I need the extra inputs, I use it for that. Now let's talk about my keyboards, controllers, and sound modules. First, let's start with my MPC Renaissance. The MPC Renaissance comes with an amazing DAW. It's the MPC software. I use it mainly for drums. And if you look down, you will see one of my motifs, XF6, which is my white motif XF6. I have so much to say about this incredible keyboard. It is the 40th anniversary. The sounds are great. I am a live musician as well. I can't begin to tell you guys how great this keyboard is, but I will do a review on it later. And this is my black motif. And a lot of you guys always ask, why do I have so many keyboards? It's because I'm a musician. And musicians play instruments and we collect instruments. It's what we do. So outside of the engineering, I am a musician. I'm a first chair musician. I played instruments in college. I got full music scholarships before I went to engineering school. So it's a really big part of me to have a lot of keyboards. And if you're a musician, it's wise to invest in instruments as well, especially if you do live shows, which I do as well. So yeah, this is why I have so many keyboards. And this little fella right here is the PreSonus fader port. I use this strictly for my transport and to adjust mixes with this automated fader here and doing automation within my mixes. Also, it has controls to where I can switch from my mix window and my edit window and Pro Tools. It's an amazing little device, very nifty, very handy, and it contributes to my workflow tremendously. Now let's drift over here to my prized possession, which are my 2 classic sound modules. Up top, we have my Proteus 2000, and down below, I have my MoFat. Now, these devices, they were created about 20 years ago, and I've had them about 8 years. I basically use them on hip hop tracks. Now let's talk about my central processing unit, which are my computers in my studio. My main computer is my iMac i7. It's a 21.5 inch, 16 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte of storage memory, amazing computer. And if you look to the other side, you will see my MacBook Pro. This is basically my traveling computer, video editing software, and any type of ADR I'm doing for my studio recording stuff and my YouTube videos. I love it, it's amazing, and I have production software on it as well. Now let's talk about storage. My storage, I have a Western Digital 4 terabyte hard drive. Gets the job done, amazing, reliable. It's pretty much my backup hard drive. And if you look right there, you will see my Glyph Studio. This is 1 terabyte. I have my East-West VSTs running off of it. Really powerful, really realistic plugins. When I do a lot of my cinematic pieces that requires real pianos, real strings, I actually have that hard drive reserved for those VSTs that I bought. Shout out to J.J. Abram for actually inspiring me to get it so I can actually start doing a lot of the film scoring stuff. And if you look below, this is my classic guys. This is the Glyph 500 gigabytes. It gets the job done. It's amazing. I have a lot of my old stuff stored on here, and that's pretty much what it does. It's just a storage for my old stuff. Now let's talk about DAWs. I use Logic Pro X for my production and a slew of VSTs. I am really big on VST. If you look at the screen now, this is my classic 1908 piano. Amazing, it's just incredible. For Pro Tools, I use it strictly for recording and mixing, and also if I need to add any extra like pianos or any type of drums, Pro Tools is amazing for that. I am sufficient at it. I am a Pro Tools operator of music, so I pretty much know the software inside and out. I have a great workflow with it, and I have a great relationship with it. Now, studio monitors. I have multiple pairs of monitors. Engineer rule number 1, have multiple sources so you can A/B your mixes and listen to your recordings on different sound sources. As far as my production monitors, I use them mainly for production, are my KRK Rocket 8s. Used for production, they have a little coloration to them, but I've had them for 5 years and I've learned them. I'm fine with them. I make some pretty dope beats with them. They're amazing and I love them. And if you look at the white cones, those are the legendary classic Yamaha NS10s. These studio monitors are pretty much staples as well. If you look on any SSL or Neve console around the country and large format studios, you will see these bookshelf monitors on it. They don't sound that good, but guess what they do? They tell the truth. And that's what you look for when it comes to mixing. I've seen majority of the mix engineers that I've worked with and collaborated with, as well as myself, will spend 8 hours mixing on just these monitors alone before you put them on the mains or any type of large playback speakers. Now, as far as my Yamaha NS10s, they are passive monitors. What that means is they don't have their own power supply, so they require a power amp. This right here, this is the Crown D75, very reliable. My speakers sound pretty good with them. A lot of people invest in, $2,000 or $3,000 power amps, but I've been lucky and fortunate to be able to use this and actually get some pretty good mixes. Records I mix that goes to radio, and for the records that I have on Pandora, including my own songs, it just pushes out exactly what I need. And if you look up top, you will see these are new monitors. They're called the Sennel ASM5s. These monitors, I have to admit, they are pretty damn good. A little on the expensive side, especially for the size. These are 5-inch woofers, but ultimately they sound pretty good. So if you want something small, but actually have a really good boost, I would give them a try. And since we are on monitoring, let's talk about my headphones. I have 2 pairs of Sony 7506s. These are pretty dependable headphones. They're pretty much stocked in every large format commercial studio around the country, and I got so accustomed to using them. They will probably be the main headphones that I have a surplus amount in my studio. I have a pair of AKG K240s. They're pretty dependable. I've had them for about 4 years. They actually sound pretty good and they get the job done, most importantly. Now let's step out of my studio and talk about my brand new Pearl Roadshow drum kit. I purchased this drum set a couple of weeks ago so it can contribute to my production. I'm going to start adding realistic drums to certain styles of production that I do, and I just want to have them available whenever I need to actually add real drums to certain records. The shells are pretty good and I'm really happy with it. Like I said, I am a musician and I love to play instruments. And as far as soundproofing or any type of like foam treatment I have in my room, these are the Arlex Designer Series Treatment 114. pretty reliable. I bought a lot of these when I first started looking at designing my studio, and just in case if I wanted to pretty much do another room, it's always good to have a lot of these or have a few extra ones around. Or even sometimes, guys, I've even learned that you can actually put these in drum sets as well. And I've also learned that you can actually position these behind mics, behind the kick drum, and you would get an incredible sound. And if you look at the gray ones, this is some acoustic foam that I picked up from my local hardware store. I actually designed and built them myself, because that's what engineers do. We construct and we design our rooms based on how we want them to feel and how we want them to sound. So you won't have any type of flutter echoes or these untamed standing waves bouncing around the room. And trust me, guys, it really works. Now let's talk about the vibe and collectibles section of my studio. If you look to the back, you will see Superman from the 2006 Superman movie. I am a fan of the action figures, a lot more than the movie, but we're not going to talk about that. And ladies and gentlemen, Michael Jackson. As you can see, I have the Thriller era Michael Jackson straight from the 80s, the original one. It's dope. It's awesome. I love it. And here is my Arnold Schwarzenegger collectible action figure from Predator. I am a huge Arnold Schwarzenegger fan. Within 5 minutes of meeting me, I probably will tell you to get to the chopper, so don't hold it against me. And if you look over here, I have my Silver Surfer from the Fantastic Four and Transformers. The far back, you can't really see that. And here are my Grammy invitations. I am a Grammy voter. A lot of people question me about that, but a select few people in the industry that are actually qualified to vote for the Grammys. The Recording Academy, I can honestly say, the awards are actually distributed to people that actually really deserve them. It's nothing you can pay for. It's ran by musicians, powered by engineers. The Recording Academy is a great organization, a great group to be a part of. And the guys build those records and come join me at the Recording Academy. So guys, I really do appreciate you guys for watching my 2017 home studio tour. You guys are actually amazing. You guys made the last 2016 one a huge success. I really appreciate you guys. I appreciate the positive comments. I appreciate the negative comments. You guys are awesome. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. And don't forget to like this video. This is Archie Beatz, y'all, and I'm signing off.
Archie beat on the beat, yeah.